Now, one of the most exciting categories that have really started taking the industry by storm in recent years is, of course, pro audio. And with that comes an advent of a whole new bunch of products that us traditional guys may not be used to. Along with that are new brands. And today we're going to focus on a hot new brand that's really making waves within this category, and it's called Nemesis Audio. We've got their product expert Hazim Jainur joining us, and we're going to break down for you what makes this brand tick and a couple of the pro audio products that you should know about. This is CMA Connected, brought to you by SiriusXM, all about Nemesis Audio. And it starts now. What's going on, guys, and welcome to another CMA Connected, brought to you by SiriusXM. I'm your host, Ben Wu, and you are tuned in to CMA Networks, where we talk mobile electronics day in and day out. And of course, pro audio absolutely falls into mobile electronics. We're talking about a newish brand that you may or may not heard of that's making a lot of noise, if you will, and it's called Nemesis Audio. Joining us today is their product expert, Hazim Jainur. Hazim, thanks for being on the show today. What can we expect to chat about on today's Connected?
What's up, Ben? It's a pleasure to be here as always. Today we're going to talk about some pro audio products from Nemesis Audio. Again, pro audio is a hot category in the 12-volt industry, if you will. If you're not talking about pro audio or promoting it, you're leaving money on the table. So we'll talk about tweeters, some subwoofers, amplifiers, speakers, all the good stuff from Nemesis Audio.
All right, I'm excited to learn about this brand. But first, a quick message from our partner, SiriusXM, reminding you dealers why it's always an easy and profitable add on sale. And when we come back, let's talk Nemesis Audio. We'll be right back.
Hey, Paul here with SiriusXM, and I'd like to talk to you about attachment selling and why the SiriusXM product is one of the best things to add, especially since we don't trade dollars with any other category. I could go through all of this, but let's hear what some of our dealers have to say.
It's an easy add-on that takes, 10, 15 minutes if we're running an antenna, 1 minute if we've got an adapter to plug it into the factory SiriusXM antenna, and it's extra money, so no brainer.
I present it to every customer because a lot of customers don't know what all they can do with Sirius. They don't know what all content they could have. It just makes too much sense not to sell it.
It creates a different customer loyalty and customer security when you explain to them why it's a better experience. Just gets them back in the door, and then the next car, they're already asking for it again. So it just keeps selling itself. It makes more sense.
Well, there you have it. You heard from our dealers. Just remember some of the best practices. Make sure you have one on display so you can demo it. Make sure you're taking advantage of our rewards program, because if you're not taking advantage of that, you're leaving even more money on the table. Make sure you got our POP up on display. And other than that, just make sure you're recommending it.
All right, guys, welcome back. Hazim, what's going on, brother?
What's up, Ben? How you doing, bro?
You know what? I'm doing super well, first of all, and it's really great to see you here. I know we had an opportunity to kind of chit chat about some marine audio recently, but now we're in your wheelhouse, right? Because we're talking Nemesis Audio in the pro audio category. So first, let's get a little bit of background. You started your own rep firm, right, with Aligned, and you've been going on the road visiting dealers. What was the motivation behind getting Nemesis Car Audio into your portfolio?
Ben, that's a great question. As you know, I've been around for quite a bit of time here.
A hot
Uh,
minute. A hot minute.
a hot minute at three different tier one manufacturers, total of almost 24 years now, man. So been in the game for a while. Every day is still a new experience, and starting my own rep firm was a continuation of that experience, but a new chapter for myself and my family as well. So I appreciate you asking. Thank you.
Very cool. So let's talk about Nemesis Audio. Obviously, you had
Yeah.
basically you got chosen from a lot of different brands. So I'd like to know what led you to that decision.
Honestly, they are the hottest new thing in the industry, right? It's always refreshing to have something new to talk about, demo, and experience, not just from a website perspective, so to speak, but a tangible in person experience. They invest into the industry, they invest into the category, they're prominent at Knowledge Fest events. You see them at SEMA now as well, and they come with the goods, right? From a full assortment to demo vehicles to a great leadership team to work with. Nemesis Audio is a brand that I choose to partner, represent, and promote as well.
Amazing, amazing. Good to hear. Okay, so let's dig into this pro audio deal. And I'm the first to admit, and our viewers know this, I didn't even personally learn about pro audio until very recently. Offline, we were chatting, and you're like, Ben, I've known about it
Yeah.
for a while. So, just how hot is pro audio right now in the US?
Dude, it's crazy, man. I think one of the takeaways that I get from visiting dealers is it's like the 90s all over again, not just from output level and vehicle applications, but just the buzz in the install bays and the stores. It feels like the 90s again. That's great. There's a space for SQ, there's a space for entry level, and now there certainly is a space for pro audio.
You know what I love about Pro Audio, Hazim? It's like you said, 90s. I love seeing these build pictures
Yeah.
from shops doing Pro Audio installs,
Yeah.
and there's a mountain of product about to go in. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like that is super cool. It's something that we kind of miss. And to your point, recently we had the chance to listen and really experience Nemesis Audio for the first time. We were at a recent KFest event, as you mentioned, and Tim and I were filming, one of the vehicles. And I gotta tell you, that whole 90s thing. I mean, the vehicle itself was a mini truck done up like right from back in the day with the cute
Yeah.
interior and everything. So I thought that was absolutely wicked. All right. Listen, we got a big show ahead. We got a lot of things to cover. And one of the challenges, guys, if you're wondering, was to break down what we're going to talk about because we only have so much time. So we thought Hazim and I kind of came up with the plan. We're going to kind of give you a taste test, like a taster's menu of a couple of hot popular items from every different category, right? So the first one we're going to start off with is the micro series of amplifiers. This is a really cool compact series of amplifiers, great for pro audio. And Hazim, I'm going to pass the mic to you so you can kind of tell us about it.
Absolutely, Ben. I appreciate the opportunity. As you mentioned, micro series amplifiers from Nemesis Audio. Here I have a 5 channel variant and also a 3000D monoblock variant as well. Cosmetically, aesthetically, visually, they're identical in size. Small footprint, shallow chassis, made to fit in tight spaces uh, in those unique vehicles, right? So check these out. In the box that come with the bass remote, you got full adjustments for crossover range for high frequency and low frequency on the 5 channel. Power specs, we talked about it in our last segment. These things are impressive for their size and their performance. Micro series, Nemesis Audio. Check us out at nemesisaudio.com.
All right, Hazim, these micro series amplifiers, obviously a very popular choice these days. Let's be honest, a lot of vehicles we're working on don't have a lot of space. So it's nice to see that Nemesis thought about that.
Right.
Now, let's break it down for the people tuning in. So these are small footprint, all the crossovers, everything built in. How many different series are there or how many models are there available?
Good question. There are 5 models available in the micro series. Everything from a 4 channel to various model blocks for sub packages, and also a 5 channel variant as
Ah,
well.
so a five
Yeah.
channel. I was looking for that because I think if anybody's looking to do a nice little kind of entry level compact pro audio system, that 5 channel with not much space required, I think was a good deal.
Yeah, this is it. The Micro 2600 X5D right here. Power the entire vehicle, easy to hide as well from an installation perspective. And grab one of these, grab one of our Pro Audio packages for speaker use. You're on your way.
Well, I think you hit it right there. Our next product we're going to talk about here is what we call the NA8MRPK. And from what I understand, this is a really good kind of entry into pro audio kit that gets you bumping without breaking the bank.
Yeah, Ben, and bumping is a understatement. For example, here we have the NA8 MRPK Pro Audio 6.5 inch bullet tweeter package from Nemesis Audio. Beautiful packaging, great for in-store type displays. Okay, 350 watts max RMS. Excuse me, 350 watts max, 240 watts RMS. Great solution for the customer looking to get into pro audio that wants a simple 5 channel amplifier, a pair of pro audio mid ranges with bullet tweeters to get that initial experience. But this year will get them hooked because they perform over and above.
It's really cool that Nemesis thought about packaging it that way because I think between that box and the 5 channel, there's a great little combo unit, right? That you could kind of get people going, right? That's a perfect example.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's go from one extreme to the next. So we talk about a little bit more entry level on that package there, but don't think for 1 second that Nemesis Audio doesn't have some more serious gear for those how shall we say more experienced pro audio guys. The next piece here is definitely a more serious piece. These are Neo drivers meant to really handle the power, have maximum output, and also be easy to install because of the way it's designed. So why don't you show us a couple or maybe an example here of the Neo drivers from Nemesis Audio?
All right, Ben. Let's talk about the pro audio drivers from Nemesis Audio. Now, if you're looking to be heard, be seen, one of my favorite models in that lineup there is the NEO 8 COL. Neodymium type motor structure, You can see the magnets stacked up in a circular fashion there to help minimize depth and also maximize performance. If you want to be heard, want to be loud, this is a great, not even starting point, just a great option for that purpose. Now, in every category, in every discussion, there's always that top dog, right? This is it. NEO 8 team from, excuse me, Nemesis Audio. Grill in the box. This is the flagship driver in an 8-inch platform that is an 800-watt RMS speaker. So feed these things, and they will be loud and extreme in demo vehicles, display boards, in the store, in the customer's vehicle, in your vehicle. Odds are, if you were at Knowledge Fest or SEMA and you heard that demo vehicle fire up, this is what you were hearing. So check them out.
Hazim, I gotta admit, you're not joking because we were at the show and we definitely heard it fire up. In fact, it was quite impressive. I'm not gonna lie, and I want to be clear. I have heard some pro audio systems where it's almost like face melting. You're like, this was not that. This was like, whoa, where is that coming from? So, especially those team drivers. No joke. You guys want to try something? Try out those team drivers. Now, we can't talk about pro audio, Hazim, right? If we don't get into some tweeters, because the highs obviously is a big deal. This is that live style music. So, what example do you have to bring to the table today when it comes to a cool tweeter option or a high frequency option from a Nemesis?
You know, Ben, 1-inch tweeters are cute. You know what's better? The Pro DRV55 6.2-inch horn driver from Nemesis Audio. This thing is massive. It's almost like a kettlebell, if you will. It's got a polyimide voice coil, so it's made to handle high output and tolerate extreme heat, environments, if you will. Although not badged as a marine power sports type product, it will withstand the elements due to its materials and its motor structure and everything else. So, Pro DRV55 6.2-inch horn driver. You want to be loud, you want to be heard, you want to project. This is it.
Okay, Hazim, I'm gonna assume that there isn't any tweeter adapter mounts in the box with that kit, because I mean that
Touche, touche.
yeah, no. Listen, I don't know where you would fit that, but it's crazy how guys who are really into this find the space to put, those type of drivers in. So that looks absolutely like a beast mode type of tweeter for sure.
Absolutely.
All right. You know what we're missing, what we haven't talked about yet, Hazim?
What's that?
Maybe the most important thing of all car audio items.
Subs.
Bass, buddy, bass. We got to talk
Yeah.
about bass. Now, don't get overwhelmed when you get to the Nemesis car audio website, and you're not going to realize just the sheer amount of subwoofers that are available. But we talked about it, and we're going to present one today, right? We're going to talk about these NA12 EV3 and NA12 MV3. I'm going to let you explain what that means, but there's a reason why you chose these, and I want you to kind of talk about, out of all the subs, if you're going to get
Yeah.
into it, why you want to go with these ones.
Well, it depends. Well, hang on now. When you say out of all the subs, out of all the subs for someone that wants to get into the scene.
I see. So this is more of an entry level kind of deal.
Correct.
All right.
Yeah, it's a step up, to be honest. Absolutely, Ben. One of my favorite subwoofers from Nemesis Audio is the NA-12 EV3. As you might have guessed, it is a 12-inch variant in the Euphoric series. The Euphoric series, again, is a great starting point for somebody looking to get into either pro audio or two, experience Nemesis Audio. Okay, this is a 600-watt RMS subwoofer. You pair it with the right power with one of those microamps, and it's guaranteed to rock, to sound, and to perform at a high level in your daily driver or your demo build, whatever the case may be. So, Euphoric Series NA-12 EV3, check it out, nemesisaudio.com.
And that was Nemesis Audio's Hazim Janor joining us for a fun breakdown of a couple of his favorite products that he would recommend to get into pro audio with Nemesis Audio. Now, you did hear him mention the website. I'll put it up here one more time for you to go discover for yourself, nemesisaudio.com. Again, an incredible assortment of different components at all different price points. Take your time, dig in, have fun doing it. My takeaway really is going to reflect back to my first impressions of the product when seeing it in person. When I first heard about the brand, I didn't know a lot until I visited the booth, got to know the people behind it, sat in the demo vehicle, and really discovered what this brand was all about. They are totally enveloped into the entire pro audio scene, especially being in Texas, out of the southern parts of the US. And they recognize the type of products that people were looking for. And I think they've done a really good job addressing that and bringing products to the market that not only check off the boxes for the performance levels, but also as a price point as well. So if you haven't heard about it, thank you for joining us today. We hopefully showed you a thing or two, but I do implore you, check it out online. Discover what this brand is all about. I really think that we're going to hear a lot about Nemesis Audio in the next few years. That's it for this CMA Connected, brought to you by SiriusXM. I'm your host, Ben Wu. Until next time, we connect.